Hello, all my dear student friends. Welcome to this session. We are studying the subject power engineering and refrigeration. And the third topic, that is the air compressors. Now we are going to start the rotary compressors. We already studied the reciprocating compressors, and now we are going to start the study of the rotary compressors. So we have seen that the air compressors are classified as reciprocating compressors and rotary compressors. So depending upon the relative motion, that is the chief relative motion between the parts, we classify the compressors as reciprocating compressors and rotary compressors. So whenever the relative motion is reciprocating type, then the compressor is called as the reciprocating compressor. That means the relative motion is linear motion. But when the relative motion is rotary, then the compressors are called as the rotary compressors. So the rotary compressors are also classified further. So let us study the classification of the rotary compressors. So first of all, the rotary compressors are classified as positive displacement compressors, positive displacement rotary compressors, and non-positive displacement rotary compressors. So in case of positive displacement rotary compressors, the compression takes place due to the reduction in volume. So since the volume gets reduced, the air has no other option than to get compressed. But in case of the non-positive displacement type of compressors, the kinetic energy of the air is converted into pressure energy. So that is the working principle in case of the non-positive displacement type compressors, that the kinetic energy gets converted into pressure energy. So there is these compressors are further classified. The positive displacement type rotary compressors are classified as Roots blower or lobe type compressor. So we are going to study these compressors one by one in details. So these are nothing but the first of all Roots blower or lobe type compressor. Second one is the vane type compressor, and third one is the screw type compressor. So these are the three compressors which are nothing but positive displacement type rotary compressors. Now the non-positive displacement rotary compressors are centrifugal compressor and axial compressor. So let us study these compressors one by one. First of all, we are going to study the Roots blower or the lobe type compressor. So the Roots blower or lobe type compressor is a positive displacement rotary type air compressor, and this type is generally called as the blower. So the name indicates that this is nothing but a blower. It is called as blower because the compression ratio is small, right? So this compressor will not increase the pressure of the air to a large extent. There is a small increase in the pressure, of course, but mostly this device known as the Roots blower is used as a blower to blow the air. So the discharge pressure of the air is very low. The pressure of the air which is discharged through this compressor is very low. So 1 bar in single stage and 2.2 bar from two stage compressor. So such a small discharge pressure is obtained with the help of this Roots blower, that is 1 bar in single stage and something like 2.2 bar in two stage compressor. So low pressure ratio applications, this Roots blower is suitable for the low pressure ratio applications like steel furnaces or the sewage disposal plants. or it is also used for the scavenging as well as the supercharging in case of the two-stroke IC engines. In this type of compressor, that is the Roots blower or lobe type compressor, we are not having the complicated moving parts. So there are no complicated moving parts present in the Roots blower. We are having two rotors which are having separate and parallel axes. So two rotors are mounted on two separate shafts. These shafts are parallel to each other, or we can say the axis of these shafts or the axis of these two rotors is parallel to each other, and both the rotors, these two rotors rotate in the opposite direction. So this is the figure of the Roots blower or the special case, that is the two lobe type compressor. So this Roots blower is having only two lobes on each rotor, on each shaft, right? So each rotor consists of two lobes which are mounted on the shaft, and it consists of, that is nothing but the rotor. So this is one rotor, this is another rotor. Here also you can see this is one rotor, this is another rotor, this is the shaft of the rotor, and this is also the shaft of the another rotor. This is the inlet, this is the outlet, this is the housing, and these are the lobes. This is one lobe, this is another lobe, or you can say L1 is one lobe, L2 is another lobe. So here you can see that this rotor rotates in this direction, say in anti-clockwise direction, and this rotor will rotate in the clockwise direction. So this is a twin lobe Roots blower. So a twin lobe Roots blower has two lobes mounted on each of the two shafts as shown. So this is one shaft, this is another shaft. So on this shaft one lobe is mounted, okay, that is the twin lobe is mounted. So two lobes mounted on each of the two shafts. So these are the two lobes mounted on this shaft, and these two lobes, 1, 2, these are the two lobes mounted on this shaft. Or here you can say on this shaft these two lobes are mounted, 1, 2. On this shaft you can see that these two lobes, 1 and 2, these are the two lobes mounted on this shaft. So one of these shaft is connected to the external prime mover like electric motor. So one shaft is rotated by some prime mover, maybe electric motor. So that shaft is called as the driving shaft, or that rotor on which this shaft is mounted will be called as the driving rotor, and another will be called as the driven rotor. So the other is gear driven from the first. That means with the help of gear drive, one rotor will drive the other rotor. So these lobes cannot drive each other. Behind these lobes there are gears. So on this shaft one gear is mounted, and it mesh with the another gear which is mounted on this shaft, right? So a pair of gears is formed. We get a pair of gears, right? So one gear will drive the other gear. So the gear on the driving shaft will drive the gear on the driven shaft, right? So both the rotors will now rotate, but the direction of rotation of both the rotors will be opposite. So here you can see that these two rotors are rotating, but they are rotating in the opposite direction. So once again let us see, the rotors are rotating, but they rotate in the opposite direction. The rotors consist of the lobes, two lobes. So the lobes of the rotor are having cycloidal or involute profile. So if you look at this profile of these particular lobes of the rotor, the profile is cycloidal or involute profile. So the cycloid is a curve, or involute is also a curve, right? So this shape of the profile is like a curve, and that curve may be either cycloid or involute. So now let us study the working of this Roots blower or the two lobe type compressor. So you can see that both the rotors are rotating. So this rotor is rotating in the clockwise direction, whereas this rotor rotates in the anti-clockwise direction, right? So both the rotors are rotating inside the housing. These rotors are mounted on the shafts, and on these shafts gears are also mounted. So one of these gears will drive the other gear. So we have a pair of gears, one is the driver, other is the driven. So due to this pair of gear, you will find that both the rotors rotate, but they rotate in the opposite direction, and they rotate inside the casing or a housing, a closed casing or a closed housing. So that is having one inlet and one outlet. So this is the inlet and this is the outlet of this particular casing. So the lobes are displaced by 90 degrees. So here you can see that the angle between these two lobes is always 90 degrees. If one lobe is vertical, other will be horizontal. You can see that this lobe is vertical, so this lobe is horizontal. So since this lobe is horizontal, this lobe will be vertical. So always it is not necessary that they will be either vertical or horizontal. They may be inclined, but these two lobes are always perpendicular to each other, right? So if one of the lobes is in horizontal position, the other in that particular instant will be in vertical position. So at every instant these two lobes are perpendicular to each other. Not always vertical and horizontal, but always they are perpendicular to each other. Now what is happening is that the air gets trapped between the two lobes and the casing. Now here you can say this is a space. In this space the air gets trapped, right? So this is the space between the two lobes and the casing, right? And there is a very small clearance here between the casing and the lobes, and this clearance is filled by the oil film. So due to the oil film, you will find that the air cannot leak from one space to the other space. So the air will not leak from the higher pressure space to the lower pressure space, and these spaces are moving from the inlet to the outlet in this particular direction. So the air is moving in this particular direction. It is not moving like this, right? So here you can see this is the inlet, this is the outlet. So we see that this rotor rotates in the anti-clockwise direction and this rotates in the clockwise direction, right? So but the air is moving in this direction, okay? Sorry, this rotor rotates in the anti-clockwise direction and this rotates in the clockwise direction. So the air is moving like this, not like this. Air is moving like this, okay? So actually this space between the lobes and the casing, that space moves in this direction, and as this space moves, the air gets compressed. The air, the volume is slightly reduced, and due to that there is the compression of the air, and moreover the air is blown from inlet to the outlet. So because this is a blower and the pressure ratio is small, the discharge pressure is small, and therefore you will find that the pressure ratio is small and the air is blown from the inlet to the outlet because this is a blower. So the air gets trapped in between these lobes, and as they rotate the air gets compressed and delivered to the delivery line. So as these two rotors rotate, the air will get compressed and the space will move from the inlet portion to the outlet portion in a circular form like this. Here also it will move like this, okay? Here you can see that this air will travel in this direction because the space travels in this direction. Here also you can see that the space travels in this direction and the air will leave the compressor from here. This is the exit of the air, compressed air. So the air is blown like this from the inlet to the outlet. Suction takes place through the inlet port. So the air is sucked due to the rotation of the lobes of the rotors. The air is sucked from the inlet. Here the air is sucked. This is the inlet. The entrapped air between the lobes and the casing is carried forward during the rotation and is finally discharged to the delivery port. So the air is entrapped between these two lobes and the casing. So this air which is entrapped between the lobes and the casing is carried forward in this direction. It is moving along this direction, right, during the rotation, and is finally discharged to the delivery port. So this air is finally discharged to the delivery port. There is no change in the flow area and no reduction of volume of air. Since this is the blower, there is practically no reduction in volume of the air, because the discharge pressure is not very much more than the inlet pressure. The roots or the lobes are made up of steel and are finished with close precision. So these lobes, they are having a high finishing and they are manufactured with close tolerance. Accurately they are manufactured with close precision. They are manufactured so that there is a very correct clearance between the lobes and the casing. So since the clearance is very correct, you will get the small oil film that will avoid the friction between the lobes and the casing, as well as this small oil film will also prevent the leakage of the air from one space to the other space. So throughout all angular positions, the high pressure delivery side remains sealed. So as I have told you just now that the oil film provides the seal. The oil film is present between the lobes and the casing, inner side of the casing, so that it will seal the high pressure side from the low pressure side. So throughout all angular positions, the high pressure delivery side remains sealed from the low pressure suction side by closely mating lobes and the casing. The wear between the lobes is avoided by very small clearance. There is a very small clearance but very perfect and accurate clearance between the lobes and the casing, and this clearance is of the order of 0.1 to 0.2 millimeters. The clearance results in leakage of air. Of course, this leakage is reduced by the oil film, or in some cases the leakage can be eliminated by the oil film. But this, if the leakage is present, then the volumetric efficiency of the blower will be reduced and the pressure ratio will also be reduced. The discharge pressure will be reduced. If there is leakage of the air at the film, between the oil film or between the small clearance which is present in between the lobes and the casing, inner side of the casing. Now this is also one more figure of the Roots blower or lobe type compressor. So this figure is easier, you can draw this figure in the examination. So here this is the inlet and this is the outlet, and these are the two rotors. This is rotor 1, rotor 2, and they are having two lobes. Each rotor is having two lobes. You can see that this rotor is rotating in the anti-clockwise direction, this rotor rotates in the clockwise direction, and the air will move in this direction. Air gets trapped here in this space, and this space will move in this direction. This space will also move in this direction, and the air is discharged to the receiver from the exit of the compressor, right? So this is nothing but the side view, and here this is the shaft shaft of the driving rotor is shown, and the shaft of the driving rotor is coupled to some prime mover. So first of all, the driving rotor is driven by the prime mover, and then the driving rotor drives the driven rotor through gear drive, right? So all this is shown in this particular figure. So we are having extremely fine clearances, and these extremely fine clearances are required to be maintained during their manufacture and assembly. So whenever these rotors and these lobes which are present on the rotors and the casing, they are assembled, they are manufactured, so we see that we ensure that the clearance is extremely fine, very exact clearance, perfect clearance is present between the lobe and the casing, inside surface of the casing. So generally the discharge capacity of this particular compressor is 0.15 to 1500 meter cube per minute, and the pressure ratio ranges from 1 to 3.6 per stage. So the maximum pressure ratio is 3.6. Even it is very difficult to get the 3.6 pressure ratio in case of the roots blower or lobe type compressor, and the maximum RPM is 12500. So the maximum RPM is 12,500 RPM is the maximum RPM, right? So this was about the roots blower or the lobe type compressor. So one more figure we are having of the roots blower or the lobe type compressor. In this figure we see that there are 3 lobes present. 3 lobes are present. We can have even more than 2 lobes, we can have 3 lobes or even more lobes, right? So here you can see that this is the suction, this is the discharge, and this is the casing. This is one rotor, this is another rotor, and each rotor is having 3 lobes, 1, 2, 3. So these are the 3 lobes which are present on each of the rotors. So this is nothing but a blower, so it will just blow the air, roots blower, and the gears, this is the direction of rotation, and the gears are also present. The gear pair is there on each shaft of the rotor. So we are having 2 rotors mounted on 2 different shafts. So on these 2 shafts 2 gears are also mounted. So these gears will drive, one of these gears is the driver, other is the driven. So the driver gear drives the driven gear, and in this way both the rotors will rotate, but they will rotate in the opposite direction. Okay, and the difference is that here we are having 3 lobes on this particular rotors. So in the next class we will see the vane type compressor. Thank you, my dear friends.